Elizabeth Warren released a fiery anti-Trump rant last night when it became clear that he indeed is the presumptive GOP nominee. She said, Donald Trump is now the leader of the Republican Party. It's real. He is one step away from the White House. Here's what else is real. Trump has built his campaign on racism, sexism, and xenophobia. There's more enthusiasm for him among leaders of the KKK than leaders of the political party he now controls. He incites supporters to violence, praises Putin, and, according to a columnist who recently interviewed him, is cool with being called an authoritarian and doesn't mind associations with history's worst dictators. He attacks veterans like John McCain, who were captured, and puts our service members at risk by cheerleading illegal torture. In a world with ISIS militants and leaders like North Korean strongman Kim Jong-un conducting nuclear tests, he surrounds himself with a foreign policy team that has been called a collection of charlatans and puts out contradictory and nonsensical national security ideas one expert recently called incoherent and truly bizarre. What happens next will test the character for all of us, Republican, Democrat, and Independent. It will determine whether we move forward as one nation or splinter at the hands of one man's narcissism and divisiveness. I know which side I'm on, and I'm going to fight my heart out to make sure Donald Trump's toxic stew of hatred and insecurity never reaches the White House. Okay, so let's be very clear about this, but let's also be very nuanced about this. Do I agree with everything that she says there? I do, and I want that to be on the record. Everything she says is totally accurate. We need to also, though, not lose track of facts. So, you cannot and you should not pretend that Hillary's record is better than it is because, oh my God, the other guy is so horrific. Because that is disingenuous. So, all the facts matter. All the facts matter. And I'm somebody who says, fuck your party loyalty, facts first. Now, it just so happens to be the case that as a result of the facts, Donald Trump is the bigger threat. And I will tell you that he's the bigger threat. But I'm also going to tell you Hillary Clinton voted for the Iraq War. She voted for the Patriot Act. She supported the TPP and pushed forward 45 times. She supported NAFTA. She flipped her vote because of donor cash. She gets more donor cash than arguably any other candidate in history. For fuck's sake, her and Bill have raised over $3 billion in their careers. They've raised over $100 million from speaking fees alone. They've done favors for people because they've donated to the Clinton Foundation. So Saudi Arabia, for example, donated to the Clinton Foundation. They turned around and gave Saudi Arabia, a Wahhabi terror state, weapons because of that. So the sense I get when I read Elizabeth Warren's post here, and look, maybe I'm wrong in my interpretation of it, and she can speak more on it and tell you exactly what she believes. But the sense I get from it is she's saying the other guy is so bad that I am only going to focus on him and how bad he is. But Elizabeth, here's the problem with that. That's easy. It is. It's easy. It's easy to talk about how bad Trump is. And I'm going to do a lot of it. Don't get me wrong. That's easy. What's hard is not just saying what you're against, saying what you're for. And that's the problem with Hillary, is that she'll tell us what she's against. And guess what? When she's talking about Trump, the overwhelming majority of the stuff that she says she's against, she's going to be right about. But what's going to be left out of that conversation is what she's for. And here's what I know she's not for. Single-payer Medicare for all. Universal college. She's not for actually getting money out of politics. She's for more transparency. So, hey, I'm going to let you know who's buying the politicians, but she's not for getting the money out of the system. Okay? She's not for the right things. And the bottom line is, those facts don't go away because we're dealing with a fascist on the other side. All the data matters. All the evidence matters. Yes, you should call out Trump, and you should do it in a fierce, ferocious way. For fuck's sake, the guy says, I support torture, quote, even if it doesn't work. The guy says he'll bring back worse than waterboarding. The guy says we should kill civilians in the Middle East. He literally said that on Fox and Friends. Okay, he is worse. There's no question about that. So talk about all that. But don't you dare stop being hard on Hillary because you've bought into this terrible system where it's black and white and you're not allowed to be nuanced, where it's, I'm for this party because it's my party, and that's the end of the conversation. What does that mean? A party loyalty. That's what this is all about. This person is not as bad as that person, so I'm only going to talk about that person. That is beyond disingenuous, in fact. It's honestly stupid. Not only do you attack Trump, and you're right to attack Trump, you also attack Hillary. And also, don't get it twisted, it's not going to be a 50-50 thing. It's not going to be like Trump is wrong half the time and Hillary's wrong half the time. It's more likely going to be that Trump is wrong like 70% of the time and Hillary's wrong 30% of the time moving forward from here. And I'm just keeping it real with everybody on that. But go wherever the facts take you, even if it's uncomfortable and it's inconvenient. That's what being intellectually honest is all about.